Alright, so let's go ahead and do this first part here where it is going to be showcasing just the idea of lighting an LED. Now, there's no programming in this step. We just want to make sure that we understand the GPIO pins and see how the LED can light up using the 3-volt GPIO pin and the ground. We're basically going to make one solid connection, and our LED should just stay on continuous at this point. And so we've done something similar before, but we're just going to do it again. Practice makes perfect. And so again, as we start to do this, we're going to put one wire. Okay, in this case, our long leg, remember that's our positive pin of our LED light. Remember, that's the one here. I don't know if you can see, it's the longer leg of the LED as we go through here. And that one is going to be put into the 3.3 volt part of your Raspberry Pi. And so I'm going to slide this over here so you can kind of see here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in. This is going to give it power. It's the very first pin on the left-hand column of our Raspberry Pi, the GPIO pin. And then the other thing that we need here then is our short leg, our negative, to go to the ground pin, which I currently don't have. Now, I do have this wired. So if you're looking here, I've got our long leg of our LED. Remember our GPIO pins, they run horizontal on this grid here, connected through this wire to the 3-volt, our positive leg there. Our short leg, our negative, I then have a resistor that we've been using, and this resistor is plugged into the negative power strip or power supply. And remember, those where we see the red plus or the blue negative, the whole thing is connected. So it doesn't matter where I plug this in for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that here, and I'm going to plug this into our ground, which is the third GPIO pin on the right-hand column. And when I do that, I should have my LED turn on if I've done this correctly. And I might have a faulty light. I don't see it lighting up here. Let's see. So let me grab another light here, and we'll see what we can do here. This is always a good test just to make sure your lights work, make sure you haven't burned one out. I was trying to use one of my old Lego ones because they're cool, but it didn't turn on. So let's try a different LED here. All right, we are in shape. I've got an LED. I just had a bad light, so that happens. I just have a huge bin of LEDs, and sometimes I grab one and they just no longer work. So we are in good shape. You can see the LED now that I have it replaced. So you can see here, let me go this way. I got this nice awesome blue one, as you can see. Now what we're doing here is just seeing how the LED lights up, and we've done this already in some prior weeks. But what we want to do here, the reason we're doing this is kind of work our way through it again so you have an understanding. So the 3-volt and the 5-volt and a ground create a constant connection, a constant circuit, which is why this light will always be on. It will never turn off. But now, just like we did in week 2, if we were to move our positive, the long leg of the LED that we had plugged into the 3-volt, and move that down to GPIO pin 17, you will see that now the LED won't work. Why? Because we have to write some code to activate that GPIO pin. Without any code to activate it, it's just going to sit there and not turn on or off. So if we unplug this, so I'm going to move this out of the 3-volt GPIO pin. You can see the light turned off here now. If I go ahead and plug it into GPIO pin 17, which is the 6th one down on the left-hand column, you will see here that still nothing is going on, which is okay. So what we're going to do next then is we're going to write some just very basic Python code, and your first Python code, if you've never used Python, to turn this LED on and off. So when you are ready, you've got your wires, you've got your LEDs checked to make sure they work, you got an understanding of the GPIO pins, let's go ahead and continue on to switching an LED on and off using Python.